Afternoon, Cheryl. It's wonderful to be here with you.
Hi, Becca.
So today we're going to continue our tour of Groove, heading into GrooveMember and GrooveMail. So before we do that, let's just take a few moments to get grounded and present. Come fully into this moment. Feet on the floor, body against the chair. Becoming aware of your breath. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling slowly through the mouth. As you place your attention at the base of the spine, the bottoms of the feet. It's going to go ahead and take a few breaths just like this, inhaling through the nose and exhaling slowly through the mouth. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes and come back, ready to learn about what Cheryl has to share with us today.
Fantastic. I always love doing that. It's a good start to a session. All right, so yeah, as you said today, what we're going to be doing is looking at Groove in the sense of how we can deliver our, these are the final steps, that four and 5 steps, where we can deliver our offers to our peoples and also how we can communicate with them. So we're actually I'm going to share my screen and we're going to jump right into Groove. And we're going to be working first in the Groove membership areas called GrooveMember. And even if you don't want to do a membership per se, it's where you can store files. If you have PDFs that you want to pass along, you can even make a PDF to make that initial contact after your client purchases something to give them the next step. So even if you're doing coaching, you could send them a PDF that will give them instructions step by step on how to take their next steps, on how to contact you, on how to go to the calendar, or whatever you want to do. So it's definitely a nice way to automate things. So let's jump in. Let me share my screen. And can you see everything okay, Becca? I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Can you see everything okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Into your screen, great.
All right, so if you've never been into Groove before, as you know, you could navigate to where you're going by hovering over the top over here, and all the different apps are available. And right now I am in GrooveMember. And so once you start, again, like every dashboard, that's the individual dashboards over here, once you start doing activities and you start having movement in your business, it will start showing up here as analytics. And so you always have analytics pretty much at your fingertips. So what we want to show you first, or what I want to show you first, is that it is very, very easy simply to upload files into GrooveMember so you can deliver, as I said, a PDF or an audio or even a video by uploading the files over here. And if you click on this, I actually, just a little tiny bit ago when I was playing in here, because I have not used GrooveMember yet, they're just in the process of taking what they call their membership 2.0 out of sandbox mode and getting ready to have it fully tested. And so up until this point, we've been working in 1.0. And because the way that I use memberships, it's kind of a little complicated, tying in several different courses into one portal, which Groove is also going to do. But the program that I use, the software I use, has been around for 5 or 6 years, and a lot of my courses already live there, so I've been using that. So to find out more about GrooveMember myself, I came in here this morning. So some of the stuff that you're going to see that I'm showing you, I literally did in less than 15 minutes this morning. So what I did is right now I uploaded just some different files that I'm going to be delivering through a quiz funnel that I'm working on. And then this one over here is part of a freemium that I have that goes to a course that I do have. So it took me 2 seconds to upload them. And literally all you have to do is upload the file, and then they're going to be there for you in other steps for you to deliver. When you're working in specifically GrooveSell, when you're going through that process of putting it all together and it's time to deliver your product, all you have to do is hit, how you're delivering it, and this will automatically populate in GrooveSell if you say you want to take something from GrooveMember. So again, there's that tie-in that is super easy. And if you didn't have it in GrooveMember and you wanted to put it somewhere else, like in Amazon S3, you would have to go out of the system to do that. And still totally doable, but it does take that extra step where if you have it in here, it's very, very easy to do. Now, the one thing that I didn't check on you, I was working in my paid account today, so I didn't check on what the limits are for files and how many files you can upload in the free version of Groove. So I will try to get into my niece's account later on, and I'll take a peek for you and post it in underneath the replay as far as the limits are concerned. What I do know is that if you are going to use the membership area itself, you can only have 100 members if you're in the free version. But if you have a paid plan, you have no limits on how many people could belong to your various different memberships. So anyway, this is how it's very easy to upload files. And again, you can do audio. If I was to upload a file, let me just show you that. You create the name and you drag it and drop it. So simple, simple, simple. All right, so now the other thing that I wanted to show you in here, and you could go back to the quick links here, is after you want to do files, if you do want to actually create a membership site, again, really, really easy. You can just create a new membership here. And I did create one little quick one this morning. And if you go to it, then you can see that I just simply started pulling some things over. But all you do is you go in here and you follow the templates. And let me see over here if it just shows you really quickly how you can do it. So you just start creating it, and it's very, very simple. And it gives you the templates, and they're creating new templates. You can customize all of this. So you can use your own branding. You could put in whatever hero, image you want. And then besides that, when you go to, I'm going to go back one more level. Let me see. I have to get back to the one that, and just while I'm here, you can do all different access levels and everything. You could have different price points and the whole business there. But when you get to this area here with the courses, this is for specifically this main portal. And I'm trying to get back to the portal. Again, I'm sorry I'm not that familiar with GrooveMember yet, but you can always get back to the main dashboard by coming up here. So in the portals, though, this is where you can create an actual portal that shows more than one course. So it's really kind of cool when you have more than one thing to show, because it will display it for you with all the different levels of membership and everything. And let me see if I can just show you quickly what that looks like. I have to name it and everything to do that. I'm sorry, guys. Let me try to get back here one more time. I know that there's a way for me to show you what this portal looks like because I did it this morning. And I just have to get over to it. And I'm trying to let you see what it looks like. Oh, maybe the login link. Oh, I really wanted to show you how this is, and it's so easy. I just don't know why I'm not seeing it right now. But this is also where you can put in yourself as the instructor, or if you have guest instructors, you can create a profile for them as well. And I'm just going to try one more time to get to where I want to be to show you what that portal looks like. Maybe I just click on it there. Nope. I'm sorry, Becca, and everybody that may be watching this. Let me see if I can grab a link. Let me just cruise through this real quick and see if I can grab a link. There we go. Let me do it that way. And so again, I put this together in like 2 seconds flat this morning, and it took me more time to navigate over to it than it actually did to create this. But what you can do is, this is called a portal. It's a little bit different than just the one membership, because what you can do is you create this hero image, an easy way for them to log in. But what it does for you is over here, this is one little course that I have in here. If I had created the 5 steps to creating your business on Groove in this particular portal, it would be showing here. And so anybody that has multiple courses under one theme, it will list all of them here, and this little learn more button will take them to the offer page for that particular course. So in Becca's case, for example, if she is doing multiple membership areas because she wants to deliver different things. Say she wants to do a whole set on meditation, and then she wants to do, I don't know, Becca, what else? Give me an example of some of the different things so I could give a little bit better of an example.
Sure. Yeah. So one of the things I'm planning is like a 28-day course on a painting, working with a painting, meditation, journaling, and to have multiple paintings, so multiple courses around different paintings in that way. And then also, what else? I plan to have MP3s available as well.
Okay, so if that was the case, say, would that be, what would be like over here, like this is my I Am Unlocked overview of everything. So for me, this would have, these quick tips to personal fulfillment. Over here, it may have your entrepreneurial journey. So give me a heading up here that you would have as the main umbrella for some of the stuff that you just said.
Okay.
Would it be your vortex work?
Well, for the business, yes. So that would be another course offering, is the energy vortex for entrepreneurs and aligning your energy with your business.
Okay, so I'm going to kind of make this up as I'm going along over here, but just to give them another example of what it could be. Say that up here you're just going to name this whole thing Inner Fire Visioning. All right.
Okay.
And you would do like your little tagline here, okay? Your little logo would go up here, and to log into the portal, they would log in here. Over here, you could have your energy vortex in this area here, because that is its own little membership, the way that you're delivering it. Over here, this could be your meditations that you lead. All right. And so that would live here as a separate membership. And then the third one over here could be all of your stuff that's around your paintings that you mentioned earlier. And so the cool thing about this, when you create the portal, is that it gives them, they can come to this page and they could individually learn more about each individual thing that you're offering. All right. Or if they log in to, say they decide that they're going to become a member of this one. When they log into the portal, it's going to show that they have access to that, but it's also going to show your other offerings that are set up in membership, so they, whenever they're ready for it, when your client's ready for it, they can click on learn more and join that particular membership. So, and this is how I have, it's why I was using my other platform, is because that's how I wanted to set up all of my stuff that's grouped together. I don't like pushing courses down people's throats, so to speak. I want them to be able to have access to it when they're ready. And so those pages show, when they're in the membership area, the other things that are available to them. And when they're ready, they could pursue that particular membership. And this is going to be set up the same way. And so when we do the 5-week series, or the 6-week series of workshops, I will have then set up a membership area to put those workshops in. So when we're ready to do the actual work, you guys will all be able to see in much more detail how this all flows together. But I just wanted you to kind of know that you can use GrooveMember to do the super simple PDF deliveries, whether it is a mini workbook or, again, the next step on how to access what you're offering. Or you can actually go in and create these little mini membership areas to deliver your work, and then create a portal that has multiple of your offerings on all at once. And that's really about it on what I wanted to show you in this area. So before we go on to the next stage of looking at how to communicate with your people and go into the Groove Mail area, I don't know, I feel like I was a little bit all over the place on that, so I don't know if there are any questions.
Yeah, so I have a question. It's a little bit, it's in the organization of it. So basically then with the membership, oh, okay, so this is part of it. So this is one of the differences between the free and the paid, because I had been looking into that. Mm-hmm. So with the free account, you can only have one membership.
Okay. Oh, that's major.
You can only have one membership. So a workaround for having different offerings is within that one membership to create tiered access. So that's how you can vary your offerings, but it's a workaround.
Okay, and I just had another thought. There's a difference, and I'll check into this. There's also a difference between portals and memberships, and within the membership, all right, itself. Let me see if, do they have a link for this? No. Within the membership itself, you can do courses. And so it would present itself differently, but you can still have multiple courses within that membership, I think. So because it's still one membership. Okay? So it still limits you a little bit because you have to obviously be the same theme. You have to, like, you don't want to go mixing, apples and oranges where, I do a couple of different niches, and so I need to keep them a little bit separate. Because I do, the mindset stuff and all of that, but then I do the business stuff. So I need to keep them a little bit separate. But if the membership you create has several courses within it, I'm pretty sure you can do that. I think that could be a workaround too.
Okay.
Do you know in the free if you're still allowed a portal? I don't know if that so much would make a difference because the portal is designed to pull multiple memberships in. All right, and so maybe I could do this to clarify too. On my IM Unlocked, I have the business end and the personal development end, all right? And not everybody that's interested in the personal development end is interested in the business end. So if I was to be using this, what I would do is I would create 2 different memberships, one business, one personal, all right? And then in each membership, in the business membership, I may have a course on 5 steps to put your business online with Groove. I may have a course on branding. I may have a course on how to get YouTube traffic. I don't know. I'm making it up as I go along. All right. Those would be all courses within the business membership. Then for the personal development membership, I may have mindset, I may have journaling, I may have meditations. But then in the portal, it could show both memberships. It could show the business membership and it could show the personal membership. Does that make more sense now? A little bit?
I think so. What I do, there are very specific limits between the free and the paid. Yeah.
Can you add additional? Do you happen to know that? Or do I need to go in and find out on the free aspect? You could have one membership, but can you have multiple courses in that membership?
That I'm not certain. That I'm not certain. But I do know that within there, the workaround that I found, and that was looking at some YouTube videos and people, as I was exploring member, that creating something like a gold, silver, platinum setup was how you could create kind of, within the one membership, different presentations. So that makes me think that you can do multiple courses within the free, but you need to do that as opposed to being able to create completely separate
price points and everything. So you have to create, that makes sense. You could do many courses within, but if you want to offer those courses within for a price, you would have to create a different tier to represent what's available in that. So that's actually a good workaround. In your one level, you have these 3 courses available, and then the next step. And so, for me, if I was only allowed one membership and I was doing the business stuff, I would keep all of the entry level business knowledge in level 1, because you don't want to overpower people with the more advanced stuff. And so in that level 1, it would be just the basics. I'm new. This is what I need to do. The 5 step to getting your business up would go there. Basic SEO may go in there, but super basic stuff, next level intermediate. A little bit more about SEO, a little bit more advanced about, defining your branding a little bit more. So the tiers would work within one membership for that. And then your expert level or whatever could be some advanced marketing techniques. So yeah, so that's good to know, because that's still that's a lot for a free access to a membership platform. That is. So I'm glad to know that. that.
Yeah, it just requires a different strategy.
Way of looking at it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For how you create and how you connect.
Yeah.
So I think, and see any other questions. Yeah, so, well, you had mentioned so courses, but then also deliverables. Like, when say you have a Groove self funnel set up for a product and people are just buying a particular MP3 or that kind of thing. This is where it would.
Oops. I'm sorry. I was trying to I was trying to get over to the area over here, and I clicked on the wrong dashboard. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay, so this is where that would live here?
Well, see over here in the file area?
Yeah.
Is where it lives. Okay, so when you upload your files to here, and again, I apologize that I don't know the limits for the free. It's probably, by the size of your file in total, total that you're allowed size-wise, but when you upload to here, it gives you access when you're setting up GrooveCell that we talked about the other day. Because as you're setting up your product funnel in GrooveCell, it takes you through that template that I mentioned where you go through the various steps. And if it's helpful, Becca, I could switch to GrooveCell and show you. But when you get to the part where it's delivery, all right, that's where you can choose how you're delivering your product. And if you're using Amazon S3, you would put in your links, for Amazon S3. If you happen to upload, your files here, you would just choose GrooveMember and you would connect to those files. And so it becomes part of that that wizard that they bring you through for creating your funnel within GrooveCell. It's under deliverables.
Okay, so like this can be its home then, and then if somebody purchases that as standalone, this is where it can be, but also if it's available as a bonus or something with a course purchase, they can get it in their portal.
Yes.
Or in their membership.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, excellent.
It truly makes it very, very simple. Okay. And again, we'll be delving a lot deeper into this when we do the the workshops, because by the time we're ready for this particular portion of it, I would have been working in here for a little while, because as I said, we're going to create a members area for everybody that's in the workshop so they can come and watch the replays, and I can give additional materials like the written version, the PDFs that you could follow along with too. So, and I'm interested to see what the differences are. And I just realized as I'm talking now that the reason why, when I was going to the portals, why they're separate right now is because when I first did this one to deliver a couple of little things, they were in Member 1.0. And they're on Member 2.0 now. And they didn't want, I just realized this. And I was wondering why it wasn't showing up under the same portal. When I created the one really quickly for the 5 steps this morning, I created it in the 2.0. And so they're not living on the same platform, so to speak, So I'm glad I don't have much in the other one, in this one, because I will pull it over. So note to self, Cheryl. That's why they weren't in the same area. Yeah, they started with 2.0 about 6 weeks ago or something like that, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So does all of that make sense? All of this other stuff over here that's going to be coming down the line is just, it shows you your specific members within that, and some different informations on the giraffe is a member. How do you like that? That's actually one of my buckets that the team that was setting it up for me was playing around in here. So they stuck that in there. I'm not quite sure why. That's funny. But analytics for the specifics here, I think, are coming. Yeah. And this will give a lot more details to how your membership is functioning. But basically for now, again, because we're talking about that simple 5-step process, this is a very easy place for you to just upload your files and deliver them within the system. And as I said, this connects to Groove Cell, so it makes that connection very easy.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Should we jump over to GrooveMail?
That sounds good to me.
Okay, so let me get to GrooveMail. Now, GrooveMail is the part that takes the place of your Aweber, your GetResponse, your, what's the one with the monkey?
MailChimp.
MailChimp. And it gets rid of that. Now, if you've ever worked in any of those, there's some really advanced stuff in here that's super cool. But the MailChimp itself, when I was using that, I started getting very, very frustrated because I couldn't do the multi-different lists that I need for the type of work that I do. Because MailChimp is meant for one business that you can tag individuals in with different things, but they have to be interested in that one niche. So if you're in different niches, using one MailChimp account is kind of difficult to do. But as far as if you're just starting out, it's super easy to do. You go in, you create a list. And after you create a list, you can create some tags, some basic categories, and then you can jump in and just start writing. And so you could broadcast. And when you broadcast a message, that's when you're saying, I want this email to go to everybody on my list, all right? And you kind of come in and you do it right then and there. That's a broadcast. But if you want to automate it a little bit, what you do is you create automations, and that's when you set up something like this one here, where if somebody ends up purchasing my course coming from the freemium, it sets off a series of onboarding emails. And you can do that. So you have that initial communication with your customer when they purchase something from you. And because it's pretty much going to be the same for everybody, because it's going to be the same sequence, you're going to welcome them. You're going to say thank you. You're going to tell them how to contact you. And then you want to do some nurturing stuff. You want to give them additional information. You may choose to do a series of 3 emails, or you may decide to do an onboarding sequence of 10 emails. However you want to set it up, this makes it very easy for you. It automates the whole thing. Now that is your basic level of communicating with your customers. What I really like about GrooveMail is it allows it to take a step further. And oh, by the way, in here you do the same stuff. You create your forms and, all of that other stuff, your custom fields if you want. You create a sender. We'll get into this kind of stuff in the technical aspect. You have to be a sender to the system so you could actually send emails. But that's all the technical stuff. We'll take care of that together. But it also lists, while we're over here, I'm going to get out of this pretty quickly because some of my contact information is in there. You can import lists from other mail servers only if you're a professional or a paid member. All right, you can't do that in the free. In the free account, what you can do is create a new form and start a new list within GrooveMail. And if you're new to business and creating all of this stuff, that's fine because you don't have a list anywhere else. But if you do want to import a list, you can do that only if you're a paid member. Now, this was a list that I have from a little course that I did on GK Unlocked. and I only wanted people in the list to carry over from my other one that I had been in communication with in the last 6 months. And so I was able to clean my list before I brought it in. So that was kind of cool. But over here, you can also, if you find somebody is trying to spam you, you can put in a suppression and all of that other stuff. A lot of this stuff is advanced stuff, so you don't need to worry about it. But also what we are going to be talking about when we do our workshop that everybody should do is, besides creating their regular list, you're going to create a testing senders list. Because anytime that you want to test anything, you want it to go through a test file, not one that could actually go to clients. So that's a neat little thing that you can do in here too. But what I had wanted to talk to you about, an advanced thing that you can do, is besides the automation. In the automation is where you set up all of those little onboarding messages and everything. But what you can do to really expand your customer experience is come in and do sequencing. And again, this is a little bit of an advanced strategy, but I want to show you how easy it is to do because it's an important one. And so let me see if I can get in here and edit it and if it'll show up. Okay, this is what this kind of a sequence looks like, because this is an onboarding email sequence that I have. If somebody downloads my freemium, all right, that's the material I'm giving them for free to try to encourage them that they will benefit from using my course. All right, so in the onboarding sequence, the first email is going to be welcome and all of that. And here, did you get your freemium? Did you get your, the stuff I promised you? And it's going to show them how to access that and everything. Now, once I get into the nurturing part of the email sequence, it's going to have stuff that's encouraging them to purchase my program. Now, if I have a 10 email sequence that does that, if they purchase on day 2, I certainly don't want to start bugging them with the rest of the email sequence that says, my course is going to be really good for you. Here's some additional information. And then a couple of days later, here's some really good information for you to help you on your journey, but have you purchased my course yet? You don't want them to get all of that if they have already purchased your course. I find that very annoying when it happens to me. So it's the sequences that you put together that kick them out of that particular portion and into another part of your email automation. So I don't know if you're brand new, I don't know if that makes sense to you or not, but Becca, I'm going to ask you, because you've never set up a sequence like this before. Does that make sense to you? Or I know it's an advanced strategy, but in the way I explained it, did it make sense?
Yeah, I think it does. It's basically you have an email sequence that will keep going if it has a certain number of steps, so a certain number of emails that go out if somebody opted in to your free offer, but has not purchased the course, right? And so say on the third email, so it's a sequence of 5 or 6 emails. Yeah, so after the third email, the person's like, oh yeah, I spent some time with that material. Here's another reminder. I think I'd like to do that. They go ahead and purchase the course, and then it takes them to a different track, right? So they get off that track of those 5 or 6 emails that would have continued, and puts them on the thank you for purchasing my course. This is what you do now, right? And so they stop. It interrupts that first flow so that they're not getting, have you bought it? Once you've already bought it.
And the other thing because if you don't do this kind of sequencing, what happens is that just by them purchasing the program, all right, or your offer, they're going to be kicked into another email sequence that has to do with that offer. And so if it's the lead, they also call it a lead magnet. I call it a freemium, whatever, but lead magnet. If if that sequence is still going, they're going to be getting that sequence at the same time that they're getting the sequence for purchasing the program. And so, that has happened to me in the past as part of other people's stuff. And I find it really annoying. It's like, what do you mean purchase this? I already have. Leave me alone. My mailbox is busy enough as it is. I don't want all of this. So this is where you can do that. And I know it may not look it, but it's super easy to set up compared to an awful lot with the way that you can just drag things over. And I absolutely love this with the way that the logic of it works, the conditional split logic and everything else. It's just really, really cool. So again, this is kind of advanced email marketing, but one that is super important to what I always say, your customer experience, because it should be all about the customer experience. And this just really, really helps you provide that for your people. So I wanted to touch base on that, even though it is an advanced strategy. So again, at its purest form, you just need to create a list and write a few automated emails for when people purchase your offer, that it goes through a natural progression. And once you're comfortable and you want to start the segmentation to make that customer experience better, Groove just makes it super, super easy to do. And those are the steps 4 and 5 in our little 5-step thing. GrooveMember to help you deliver your product and offering, and GrooveMail to complete the step by having good communication with your clients. And that's it. So if you have any questions in here, Becca, I'll take them now. Otherwise, I'm going to not share my screen anymore so I can see your face a little bit better.
Hey, I don't have any particular questions. Does anybody else have any specific questions with what we're seeing right now? And then we can go into the general questions or, anything that pertains. Yeah, I don't think so. Nothing specific right now, because it does feel more technical. Like it seems kind of straightforward, but it's a step-by-step thing that would be way better just being led through at the time rather than, so that was a wonderful overview. Thank you.
So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And yeah, so that's really all I have for today. I wanted to do those two simple areas because they follow that 5-step, thing on. So to reiterate what that's all about, guys, by the way, it's like, step 1 is, again, creating your offer, having an idea what you're going to be offering. And step 2 was having a place for your offer to live. And we showed you how to use Groove Pages for that and how to use Groove Funnels within Groove Pages if you have multiple offerings that have to do like upsell to this or different stages of that main offer. And then the 3rd step was giving them a way to purchase the course, and that's your shopping cart and how we use Groove Sell for that. Then step 4 was delivery of your offer, and GrooveMember could be used for that. And then finally, how to communicate with your customers, and that is by using GrooveMail. So that's the simple 5-step process. When we get together on Monday, I am going to go in and show you briefly discuss all of the other apps that are available that allow you to do so much more. We'll take a look at the webinar app where you could hold webinars and tie everything together really nicely. And there's going to be a help desk coming that takes the place of like Zendesk. And just all of these different apps that are still there. GrooveKart, which allows you to deliver physical products very easily. It acts as a true e-com platform. And there's so many other ones. We're going to cover those on Monday as an overview, just so you see what's available to you when you really want to grow your business even more than that first offer that we've been discussing in the first, videos of this series. And I think that's all I have. Becca, do you have anything?
Let's see. Yeah, no, I think that is everything. Um, oh, just something that came to mind when we were talking about Groove Mail that I'd like to share, because I realize not everybody necessarily knows their offer yet, is quite sure of what they're going to be putting out there. But we had talked about last time how, well, maybe you do have a freemium product that you can put together because you know that part of your work. And you want to start building a list. You're starting from scratch. This is new work. This is something new that you're doing. And so that's where GrooveMember and GrooveMail, yes, it's for you as well, because that's exactly what we can work on. It's creating the opt-in page or the sign up for a newsletter, or here's this, helpful whatever I have to share with you in a PDF, in MP3, whatever it is. And again, can place that in GrooveMember and have it be delivered.
Since you are talking about that, I have to say this too. If you don't have, something in mind yet, and you are just going to be building a list, and this is true of actually every freemium thing that you give, anything that you're giving away to get people to become familiar with you. It needs to be super simple. It doesn't have to be. That's one mistake that I made. I'm going back 12 years now. But one of the first one, more than 12 years. Wow, when I think about it, one of the first ones that I created was a 60-page PDF. And it was about how to create a heart-centered business. And oh my God, it took me forever to do. And people just don't want that much information when they're just getting started for something, So it really was not a good idea to do. That should have been the course, or what do you call it, that I was selling, not something to bring you in. So whenever you do a freemium out there that you're trying to give something to people, you want to put super high valuable information, but you want to keep it as short as you possibly can. And that's one of the biggest tips I can give you. Not only will it be quicker for you to put it together and get it out there into the world, like we've been talking about, but also the fact that people need something easy to digest. And if you could make that transformational at the same time, like give them one tip that really will make a difference right off the bat, it could be one page, So, or, it could be something as, Becca, I know that, you have such a beautiful voice for meditations and everything. If you were just starting to build a list, you literally could put out a meditation and let that be how people opt into your list. And that would be so beneficial. So there's a whole bunch of different ways to do it. So yeah, you don't have to have an offer right off the bat. Building a list is a really smart way to start quickly, because a list is everything. It's how you communicate with the people that you want